What's up, music producers? Welcome to the free training on the 3 mistakes you need to avoid in order to sell $3,000 a month worth of beat sales. And this is something from personal experience. This is something I used to go from $0 and $1,200 a month to $3,700 and $5,000 plus a month. In this training, I'm going to break down the 3 main things that you need to avoid. So number 1 is long scripted messages. And so if you are doing this, then you can see an immediate change in the amount of responses you get from messaging if you do this one simple thing. And so the first thing you want to look at is that everyone knows it's spam except us. So whenever you're sending out a message like this, everyone already knows that you copied it and you pasted it, and the only thing you changed is their name or the song that in particular that you're reaching out to talk to them about. So make sure that you change this one thing. And also, like, if you're saying like, hey, I came across your page, I like this, I like your music, I like your songs, that's way too vague. So make sure that you stop doing that, because if you're specific about the qualities they have as an artist, if you're specific about the song you're reaching out to, if you're specific about any detail about their artistry, it's going to be way more genuine, and they're going to know it's not a copy and paste message. And so that kind of brings me to the third one, is stop introducing yourself like they don't honestly care about us as a music producer. They only care about what we can offer them that's going to be helpful to their music career. So if you're not doing that and you're just putting all of the focal point on yourself, then stop doing that and transfer all of the attention over to the artist. And this is what's going to allow you to get more responses, and it's going to allow them to view you as somebody that's trying to help them instead of somebody who's trying to get something out of them. Okay, and the last step is to put yourself in their shoes. So if it's something that you sent off that you're like, oh, I hope I get some beat sales, that type of thing, but whenever you look at it from an artist perspective, you notice that it's something that you wouldn't even respond to, then just make sure that you go and craft the message a little bit better. Maybe you change certain words that might be triggering or are words that kind of raise red flags. And that way you can have a message that not only the artist will respond to, but you would respond to if you were an artist yourself. Okay, so that covers the long scripted messages part. And so number 2 is going to be selling too early. It's going to be being too aggressive. This is the main mistake that I made back in 2017 and 2018 that yielded less than $200 worth of beat sales. And so if you want to avoid this and you want to make thousands of dollars a month, then the first thing you need to do is to stop sending links in the first message and that type of thing. So the artists only care about themselves. They don't care about us. They're building up a following so they can get people to listen to their music, not to listen to your beats. So just like I was saying a second ago, don't send any messages that have links in them in the first 3 messages. The reason for this is because the artist doesn't know you and they don't know about you and they don't care what you have to offer. And so they're actually expecting you to send a link so that they can dismiss you, they can ghost you, they can ignore you. And so if you don't send a link and you put all the attention on themselves and figuring out what they want and need as an artist, then what's going to happen is the artist is now going to be curious about what we have to offer them because we've already been so genuine and helpful to them already. So just like the last step in the first mistake, you want to ask yourself, put yourself in their shoes and ask yourself, is this something that they would respond to? And if it's not, then don't send the message. So what you want to get is what's called micro commitments. And so this is what I use to take somebody from not knowing about me to buying a beat from me for $1,000 within 3 to 5 days. So since they don't know anything about you, they're going to be on their guard. They're going to be very dismissive of you. So you need to ask for very, very little in those messages that you're sending at first. So some examples of things that are too big of an ask for them, it's like, hey, can we jump on a phone call? When you just met them, they're not going to want to do that. The second thing they're not going to want to do is check out your beats, because like I said before, they honestly don't care about that. We don't even know what beats they're interested in. So if you send an artist that sounds like Post Malone, a Post Malone type beat, they're in a different stage of their artistry or career. They may not even be interested in that type of beat. So make sure you avoid that mistake. And so the last step is a little bit of a heavy hitter. So I apologize if this is too much for you, but don't be selfish. Don't be too greedy to get a sale and miss an opportunity to help the artist out by offering helpful information or asking helpful questions questions so that you can offer them something that is perfectly catered to the artist. So that concludes step 2. Step 3 is not having a plan already in place in order to close the deal. So I see this far too often. The first thing that I see is that we run out of words to ask and we start asking, how's your day going? How are you doing today? That type of thing. That is the number one way to get the artist to stop talking to you, because first of all, they're not your friend. You're both professional artists in a sense. We're artists in terms of making music that is an instrumental, and they're artists in terms of their vocals, their rapping ability, whatever it is. So you need to approach it as such and stop trying to be their friend and start trying to be somebody that offers a helpful solution to the artist. Second thing I see is we're splitting their attention everywhere. And just like in the first message, we're just engaging in small talk that is wasting the artist's time and attention. So make sure you're not wasting their time with small talk and you value their time so you can get straight to the point as quickly as possible while still getting them to follow all those micro commitments like in the last step. So the third thing that I see a lot of producers doing is they're just being too nice. And so I'm a nice guy, I'm sure you are too, but the artist isn't looking to work with nice people. They're looking to work with people that can help them specifically. And if you're not offering a specific solution for the artist and you're just asking them, how's your day going? How are you? Or sometimes I even see producers just saying, hey, what's up? And they're just bothering the artist. They're spending days and days and days trying to talk to them and just chat with them and waste their time instead of offering a helpful solution. And then fourthly and lastly, I see a lot of producers that simply ask for money way too soon instead of waiting on the artist to be willing and happy to work with us. And so whenever the artist is primed and ready to work with you, you're gonna see exclamation marks, you're gonna see the artist sending fire emojis and saying they like your beats, and that's when they're ready to buy. They're not ready any earlier, any sooner. And if you are sending links sooner than that, then I guarantee you're not getting sales doing this. So if you change these 3 things, which are long scripted messages, selling too early, and having no preset plan on closing the deal, I guarantee that is going to keep you from not getting any beat sales and allow you to start moving to the territory where you start to make hundreds, if not thousands of dollars off of beat sales. And I know this because I've taught 15 producers plus on how to go from $0 to $1,000 a month plus. So you may be wondering, like, what's next? Is he gonna pitch me on something? So I'm not pitching you on anything in this video at all. I'm going to give you 5 free trainings over the next 5 days. And in tomorrow's training, what I'm gonna be speaking on is how to make money faster, how to accelerate your growth as a music producer financially, and it's going to be a lot more helpful information on how you can start to multiply your beat sales and not just add beat sales together. So hopefully you liked this training and it was informative. Tomorrow's training is going to be even better, I promise you. So I'll be sending out an email, look for it, because it's not going to be on my YouTube channel. It's only going to be through the email list sequence that I'm sending you. I'll see you in tomorrow's training.